Okay, so we're at the guy behind the counter. MSC. I'm learning this video stuff. I'm going to get good at it eventually. Anyway. Um, so it's 1994. I go to cash a check. I'm at the MSC, and he says, "Oh, have you seen today's battalion?" And I'm like, "Oh, Lord, I'm trying to think. Did I park somewhere I wasn't supposed to park? Did I do something? You know, what?" Because Battalion is the newspaper for Texas A&M University. And nothing they'd enjoy better than to find a parking officer doing something that they write tickets for. Anyhow, I couldn't think anything. I look at this cartoon, and it starts out with him tearing up. His car is booted and everything, and tickets and all that. And I think there's 4 squares to it. The second square talks about parking Nazis, fascist pigs, you know. And then the third square has him holding it behind him with his little hearts in his eyes. And then the fourth square, what I remembered was it said, "Nobody told me Nicole Kidman worked for the PTTS. Some of the parking officers are such nice, beautiful people." Well, that was one of the nicest compliments I think I've ever had. And there's some irony for you, because I'm pretty sure that from an employment law standpoint, a cartoon of me as a parking Nazi in a Texas A&M University newspaper, when all the students are asking me to autograph it all day long, is probably a big damn deal when it comes to employment law, huh? Wow. This is 2020, right? Well, I got some hindsight. Golly. Okay, I had to ask who Nicole Kidman was because I didn't have a TV back then and I hadn't seen Far and Away. And I guess I met Greg because he drew a nice cartoon. He drew 2 cartoons, actually. That one and then another one the next year saying he wasn't allowed to draw any more cartoons of me. And it was all edited. But I don't recall meeting him. So, hey, Greg, if you see this, look me up because I'd love to talk to you about all this and see what they told you. Anyhow, I started getting bullied pretty hard and heavy at work after that. And, the thing about discrimination and being bullied is how personal, deeply, emotionally personal, not to mention financially, how it affects your world because you're not treated fair for whatever reason. And you're at work, and it's a job, and you're supposed to be enabled to do a job. That is a manager's position. Enable people. Encourage them. Find their talents. Use their talents. Make use of them. Let them grow. You don't put a plant in a pot and then pour salt on it. Anyway, this is going to be a long daggum video if I send you all of it. Because it's a lot of years. I may have to start over for the one with the judge. Make it more professional. But at this rate, honestly, if professional means I can do whatever I think I can get away with, yeah, baloney. Okay, sorry. This gets me wound up. So there's the 1994 Parking Nazi cartoon. I start getting bullied. First thing I can remember is my rain gear disappears from the locker room. They're like, "Oh, you lost your rain gear. You lose that rain gear 3 times, you can get fired." And I'm like, "I didn't lose my rain gear. It was wet, so I hung it up on the coat rack." Oh, So anyhow, then they gave me a hard time about using my sick leave when my son was sick. And then somebody told me, "Hey, you better put your badge number in your armpit or something of that rain gear because they're taking it and they're putting it upstairs in the storage. So the next time your rain gear disappears, you tell them you want to go up in storage and find your rain gear." So that's what I did. And guess what? I found my rain gear. Then they started writing me up for not wearing my bike helmet. Really? How can you? What? When? Which time? Was I going to the bathroom? Who knows? Anyway, I was just getting harassed, bejesus, too much. It was stupid. And then for the first time, I had a supervisor stand up over a desk and yell at me. It was Bill Kirkendall. Go find him, A&M. See if he'll lie for you like everybody else did in 2015. Which I'm not even sure if they lied, because technically it's hearsay because somebody else wrote the statements. So, whatever. But the statements are untrue in the document to the EEOC, the document that Strausser based my termination on. You know what's more difficult than finding out Santa is Santa? It's finding out A&M isn't A&M. Anyway, the 2015 documents to Strausser that say that I yelled at my supervisor are false. Do I need to say that again? I've been writing it to you for 2 years. I sent you the audio. I even transcribed it. Took me 2 weeks. It was hurtful. The idea that daggum Texas Attorney General can defend a bunch of liars that don't even follow their own policies, and you don't equip me with an attorney that knows how to play this chess game? Yeah, God's plan, whatever. I don't think it's fair. I am fee waiver approved. It is a complicated case. I have explained it to the best of my ability. So far, everybody's let it drag on 700-800 days, whatever this is now. We're in 2020. The case started on my grandmother's birthday in 2017, December 26th. I sent it in 12/12, making, 12th man woman day. Whoop. And if you're wondering why I didn't bother to get a student loan and go to college, it's because I already had a job, and they weren't letting me use the certifications I did have. I had my pyrotechnics and flame effects since 2005, but they'd rather advertise the younger male that doesn't have the certifications that just started to issue a burn permit. James Rayner never even tried to teach me to issue a burn permit in all those years. And I was, by the time everybody left that got the permit in 2005, by 2014-15, I'm the only one that's got the permit. Nobody's even talking to me. I've been through so much discrimination, retaliation, and bullying that it got normal. My first job as a parking officer, you never knew when people came up to you if they were going to tell you to go to hell or ask directions. So I'm really good at just being still, because you just got to give them the opportunity to take a swing, right? And God help you if you swing back. I'm pretty sure A&M was so hoping I'd go postal. They filed 2 anonymous complaints against me after screaming at me for an hour and 11 minutes, November 20th of 2015, 10 days after I turned in a written complaint about the eyewash showers being 3 and 5 years behind. Anyway, Swanty Kale stood over her desk, beating her fist, just like Bill Kirkendall did, pretty much in 1995, I guess it was, or 4. I don't know. I didn't write it down back then because I didn't go to Human Resources. So it didn't occur to me that Human Resources even knew who I was. But now that I check the 2015 documents and I see the interview dates and I check my calendar and I look, I'm like, isn't it interesting that Human Resources interviewed these people the day before they did something to me? Like suspend me from vacation for 3 months. After I told the first report of injury, I'll just use vacation then. Ooh, 2 days later, they're starting to try and sign me up for FMLA 4 times. I mean, if they could have held me down and put the pen in my hand, I think they would have. I wouldn't sign anything in 2015. I didn't trust any of them. And that, to me, is very sad and depressing. It's like, hello, Texas A&M University. Who are you letting take care of your safety? Do you even care, or are you so eat up with sovereign immunity that you don't even feel like you got to change the light bulbs? I don't know. But Texas A&M was my home. I cared about it. I did the inspections. I was willing to do the job. They were not willing to work with me. I originally went to Human Resources myself February 2014, and I asked to be allowed to do the job. I told them, I'm just tired of being discriminated against. Y'all been ignoring me for years. You think you could let me do the job? My son had graduated college by